Yeah, hi students. Good morning. Can you please confirm I'm audible or not? Audible. Yeah. Thanks for the confirmation. Wait 1 minute. Yeah. So in the previous session, we have discussed about your trainer experience, about your trainer details, and also we have divided our course into 4 modules, guys. Like a module one. In the module one, we are going to cover the backend technologies. Okay. So currently we are using the Java, right? So that's why we are going to cover the Java backend technology. Okay. So this backend layer is, for example, I am going to draw some architecture. Currently we are learning the Java, right? So while learning the Python, while learning the .NET, while learning the another languages, where we are going to change the coding, I will show you the in the architecture. Okay. So I'm taking Excel draw. Okay. If you want to develop any application, so we are having 3 layers, guys. Okay. Front end layer available and back end layer available. Okay. And also we're having the database. Front end layer available. This is the front end layer, back end layer available, and database available. Okay. These three layers available. Okay. So this is the front end layer. Okay. And coming to here. So this is the back end layer. And this is the database. For storing of the data, we are going to use the back end layer. Okay. So currently we are using for the front end layer development. So what are the technologies we are using here for the front end layer development purpose? So what are the technologies we are using? We are using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap. These are the basic technologies. And for the real time projects, we are developing React and Angular. Okay, these are the basic. If you learn the basic technology, then only we can learn the React and Angular advanced technologies. Okay. So if you want to develop the front end layer, we are going to use these technologies. Okay. So this is the for the front end layer development purpose. We are going to use the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, React or Angular. Okay. But nowadays we are using only Angular or React. Okay. Angular, if you go to the in the projects, so currently we are going to use the React or Angular for the front end layer. We are not going to use both, guys. We can use anyone. Okay. Anyone front end technology we are going to use as a front end. Okay. And also we are having the back end layer. For the back end layer, so what are the technologies we are going to learn here? For the back end layer development purpose, we are going to learn the Java, Java 8, J2W technologies. Okay. And also we are going to use the Spring Boot and microservices. Okay. But currently which in the market, okay, currently in the market we are using the Spring Boot technology. Okay. Spring Boot framework we are using for the backend layer development. Okay. So currently we are using for the backend layer development purpose, we are using the Spring Boot framework. Okay. And also we can use any one database, guy, for the real time. Okay. We can use the MySQL database or Oracle database or SQL server. Any database we can use here. Okay. We can use the MySQL database. Okay. Or MySQL server. Okay. MySQL server. Otherwise simply Oracle. Okay. MySQL database we can use, Oracle we can use, or PGSQL, PostgreSQL, or we can use the SQL Server also. These are the structured languages, okay, are called as a relational databases. Okay, so we can use any one database, guys. Currently we are learning the Java, right? So where the where we are going to change the layer here in the backend layer, it is going to use the Spring Boot. Okay, whenever developing the application, currently we are learning the Java. That's why the Spring Boot we are using. For example, whenever developing the Python application, okay, whenever developing the Python application, this front end layer is also going to same, this database also same. The layer is going to change here. In the backend layer, we are going to use the Python framework. Okay, so currently Spring Boot is the Java framework. Okay, whenever using the Python here, at the time we are going to change the Django or Flask. In the Python, there is having the Django or Flask. Okay, for example, I am developing the .NET application. At the time, in the backend layer only, we are going to use the .NET framework. Okay, for example, we are developing the Python PHP application. At the time, front end layer is fixed, backend layer is database layer is fixed. We are going to change in the backend layer. Okay, front end layer is fixed, database is fixed. We are going to change the layer is backend layer. Okay, how the combination available in the real time, guys, I will show you. You need to remember, like, why? Because if you go to the company, they will ask to learn the Python. Okay, at the time where we are going to change the layer in the backend layer, we are going to implement the Python framework. Okay, so that's why I'm telling here. So how the application how we are going to develop the application in the real time. So we can use front end as a React. Okay, backend we can use the Java. Okay, database we can use any one database, guys. MySQL database. Otherwise, we can use the front end as a Angular. Okay, backend as a Python. Okay, and database we can use Oracle. Okay, otherwise we can use front end as a React. Okay, backend as a .NET. Okay, so database we can use PGSQL, PostgreSQL. Okay, so for example, I am learning the PHP. Okay, I have learned the Java. After learning the Java, I want to migrate from I want to develop the PHP application. Okay, at the time also, for the front end we can use Angular or React, anything we can use. Angular. Okay, backend we can use the PHP. Okay, and also for the database we can use any one database. For example, I'm using SQL Server database. Okay, like this we're having the full stack architecture, guys. Whenever learning the Java, at the time we can use front end as a React or Angular. We can use the backend as a Java. Database we can use as a MySQL database or Oracle database or PGSQL database. Any database we can use, but one database is mandatory. Okay, so while developing the Python application also, for the front end layer we are going to use the one front end technology like a React or Angular. Okay, backend also we need to use one backend. Okay, any one backend. Okay, similarly for the data storing of data, we can use the any one database. Okay, so for the developing, whenever developing .NET also same, whenever developing PHP also same. Okay, so multiple language available, the data will be changed here only. Okay, while using the Java, we are going to use the backend layer as a Java. While using the Python, we are going to use the Python. While developing the project by using .NET, we are going to change in the backend layer. Okay, so here also whenever developing any application PHP, we are going to write logic in the backend layer. Okay, remaining layers are fixed. Okay, if you want, you can change the React to Angular, Angular to React. Not only React, in the market we are having multiple front-end layer technologies, but the popular front-end technologies React or Angular. Okay, so we are having multiple front-end technologies, guys, but popular one is React and Angular. Okay, so in the React and Angular also, React having more popularity in the market, like a 60 to 70% is using the React. Okay, 30 to 40% is using the Angular. Okay, so in the interview they will ask when we are going to use the React library, when we are going to use the Angular framework. Okay, if I tell now, you are not going to you are not going to get the idea. After developing the project, after learning the Spring Boot, at the time you are going to get the idea. Okay, so like you need to remember this architecture, guys. So here only we need to change. Okay, and I don't want to tell the Spring Boot as of now. You don't know about the Spring Boot. That's why what I'm telling Java. Okay, so we can use the front end as a React, back end as a Java. Database we can use MySQL database. Otherwise, front end as a React, back end as a Java, database is a Oracle. Okay, any combination we can use, guys. Okay, like this we can use front end as a React, back end as a Java. Okay, and database is MySQL. Otherwise, we can use React front end as a React. Otherwise, okay, front end as a React, back end as a Java. We can use the database is MySQL. Okay, otherwise, front end as a React, back end as a Java, database is Oracle. Okay, so otherwise we can use front end as a React, back end as a Java. Like this, multiple combination we can use, guys. Multiple combination we can use. Okay, otherwise similarly this one also. Similarly for the React like Angular also we can use multiple ways. Okay, front end as a Angular, back end as a Java, database is MySQL or Oracle or PGSQL or SQL Server. Okay, so like this we're having multiple ways we can implement the project. Okay, so if you go to the project, this is the pattern application development happening. If you check the .NET project, okay, if you check the PHP project, any kind of project, okay, the backend layer is going to change in the backend layer, the front end is going to change in the front end layer, the database is going to change in the database. We can use combination like this. Okay, this is main thing we need to you need to remember. Okay, this is the main point you need to remember. Okay, so in the backend layer, like in the module 1 we are covering the backend technologies. In the module 2 we are covering the front end technologies. First we are concentrating the backend technologies. Why? Because first we need to implement the backend layer, then only we can develop the front end layer. Okay, and also we are covering in the module 3 we are covering real-time projects, like a 2 mini projects, 1 major project. Okay, I can cover the 1 e-commerce application. Okay, that application you can keep in the resume also. Okay, whenever attending the interview as a experience or a fresher, you can keep that major project, then you can attend the interview, then you can easily crack the interview. Okay, I will explain pin to pin, guys. Everything I will explain. Okay, everything I will explain. Like a live coding is available. I don't want to copy paste anything. I will type the code in front of you. Okay, so 2 mini projects and 1 major project. Major project is like it will take 20 days only. It will take 20 days of time. Okay, and also we are going to cover the real-time tools. If you go to the company, every day we are going to work on the real-time tools. Okay, so what are the real-time tools we are going to use in the real time? So mainly we are having the GitHub. Okay, GitHub available. Okay, and also we are having the Maven, GitHub available, Maven available. Okay, so instead of GitHub here, we are having the GitLab. Some company they are going to use the GitLab. Okay, some company it will use the Bitbucket. Okay, and it is a source code repository server. I will explain what is the source code repository server. Okay, and we are having the Maven and Gradle. Okay, so these are the build automation tools. Okay, so just you need to remember, as of now, this is the source code repository server. Source code repository server. We are going to, after developing the code now, we are going to store our code into this GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket. Okay, for example, if you see, I have pushed many things. Okay, I kept my code in the GitHub here. Okay, I have a GitHub account. In this GitHub account, what are the things I have learned as of now? Those things I have kept in the GitHub. Okay, what are the technologies? What are the things I have covered as of now? I have pushed in the GitHub. Okay, we can keep our code in the GitHub, guys. But in the real time, I will explain some architecture, then you can understand. Okay, we can like a GitHub available, GitLab available, Bitbucket available. All the tools purpose is same, but user interface only different here. Graphical user interface. Okay, so how we are having the Flipkart application, Amazon application, both are shopping purpose only, right? But user interface only different here. In the both applications, we can do the shopping. User interface only different here. Okay, similarly, how we are having the Flipkart application, Amazon application, Myntra application. Here also we are having the GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Okay, so all the three tools are same purpose, but user interface is different only. Okay, and also we are having the Maven and Gradle. This is called as a build automation tools. Okay, build automation tools. Okay, so in the interview they will ask what is the Maven, what is the Gradle, what is the GitHub. Okay, you need to remember this as of now, these points, guys. Okay, so Maven is a build automation tools. Okay, it is automating many things, guys. It is a very powerful tool. Okay, it is automated many things. If you do manually, it is going to take lot of time. So that's why the Java peoples, not a Java people, Apache people develop the build automation tool for developing quickly Java applications. Okay, I will show you how it is going to create the project structure. Okay, just as of now, you need to remember build automation tool. Okay, and also we're having the Postman. Okay, we're having the Postman, alternative of the Postman. Alternative of the Postman. Nowadays, one tool came into the picture, Bruno. Okay, nowadays we are using the Bruno, guys. Okay, Postman available, Bruno nowadays. So this is called as a REST API testing tool. Okay, after developing the application, we are going to get the some REST APIs. Okay, REST API is nothing but services, guys. Okay, so REST APIs we can call as a services. Okay, some company they will call as a services. Okay, we can call as a REST API, we can call as a service, and we can call as a microservice. Okay, so if you go to the company, they will call with the different names, guys, but the name is same only. Okay, we can call as a REST API, we can call as a service, we can call as a microservice, we can call as a API. Okay, so we are having the different names, but the purpose is same only. Okay, we can call as a REST API or service, microservice, or API. Okay, what is the use of Postman, guys? It is a testing tool. Okay, after developing like a, if you see the architecture, so here we are going to write the Java code, right? After developing the Java code, we don't have the user interface. Okay, just we have developed the backend layer. Okay, for testing of the backend layer, we are having the Postman tool. Like after developing the project, is it working as expected? We are going to test by using the Postman tool. Okay, so in the backend layer, we are going to write the multiple REST APIs. Okay, I will open my projects, previous projects, then I will tell everything real time, guys. Then you can easily understand. Okay, it is opening, it will take some time. Okay, in the backend layer, we are going to write multiple REST APIs. Okay, for that testing of the multiple REST APIs, is it working or not? We are going to use the Postman tool. How it is look like, guys? So I'm opening the Postman tool. How it is available? This is the Postman tool. Okay, after developing the backend layer, is it working as expected? Our REST APIs or not? So we are going to test by using the Postman tool. Why? Because we don't have the user interface. We don't have the front end after developing the backend layer. So that's why. So we are going to test on the Postman. Okay, the user interface available in this format for the Postman. Okay, so this is very important. And also we are having the JUnit, guys. Okay, JUnit is a unit testing framework. Unit testing framework. What is the use of unit testing framework? Okay, after developing the application, the application is working as expected or not, we need to test. Okay, so actually already we are a developer team, right? We are dev team. Okay, so we are, after going to the company, after getting the job, we are a development team. Okay, after development is completed, the application is going to send to the testing team, right? After developing our project, we are going to send to the testing team. Okay, before sending to the testing team, we need to do the testing. Is it working as expected or not? Why? Because if you don't, as a developer, if you don't do the testing, they will identify some bugs, guys. They will identify some error messages, some issues. Okay, then they will send again to the dev team. Okay, in the company, so we are the developers. Okay, in the company, we are the developers. After developing the project, we are going to send them to the testing team. Okay, the testing team is going to work. Is it working or as expected or not? Okay, before sending to the testing team, okay, before sending to the testing team, we are going to do the unit testing, JUnit testing. Okay, in the Java, one and only framework available, that is the JUnit testing. Okay, in the Java, one and only one testing framework available, that is the JUnit testing. Okay, if you go to the Python, there is having the two frameworks, but in the Java, there is having only one and only one framework, that is the JUnit framework. Okay, so why? Because if you don't do the proper testing, the testers is going to identify the issues. Okay, so if you identify some issues in your application, okay, like you are going to get the negative impact. Okay, that's why you need to do the proper testing here whenever delivering to the our application to the testing team. Okay, for example, the testers is identify some bugs. Okay, bugs nothing but issues, guys. After sending the project to the testing team is identify some bugs. Okay, again the testing team is going to send to the dev team only. Again we need to do the rework. Okay, that's why before sending to the testing team, we need to do the proper testing by using JUnit framework. Okay, by using JUnit framework, we are going to do the testing. Our application is working as expected or not. Okay, that is the use of JUnit framework. Okay, and also we are having the Jacoco, guys. Okay, Jacoco framework available. Okay, Jacoco nothing but a code coverage. Okay, Jacoco nothing but a for the code coverage tool. Okay, for example, I have written the 100 lines of the code. Okay, in the one file I have written the 100 lines. Okay, 1 2 2 3 4 5, like this I have written the 100 lines of the code. After writing the 100 lines of the code, so first of all, what is the Jacoco here? So Jacoco is a code coverage software. Okay, so it is going to test all the lines are covered or not. Okay, all the lines are covered or not. For example, we are covering only 5 lines. At the time, we are going to get the like a 5% of the coverage. Okay, so we are testing first line is working or not, second line is working or not, third line is working or not, fourth line, fifth line. These lines we are checking as working as expected or not. Okay, at the time we are going to check the 5% of the coverage. But in the real time, we need to do the coverage, like we need to do the coverage 80% of the coverage. It is a code coverage software. Okay, Jacoco is a code coverage software. Okay, code coverage tool or software. Okay, why we need to do the code coverage, guys? Why? Because after developing the project, we need after developing the project, we are doing the testing, right? As part of the testing, how many lines of the code is covered, how many lines of the code is not covered, it is going to give the result. Okay, okay, as part of the unit testing, how many lines of the code is covered, how many lines of the code is not covered, it is going to give the some report. Okay, simply Jacoco is a code coverage. In the real time, 80% of the code coverage is mandatory. Okay, in the 100 percentage, how much percentage we need to cover? In the real time, we need to cover the 80% of the code. Okay, so if you're having 100 lines of the code, 80 lines we need to cover. It's mandatory to cover the 80 lines of the code. Okay, as part of the unit testing, we need to cover 80% of the code. Okay, so that is called as a Jacoco. Okay, and also we are having the Docker, guys. It is very, very important. Okay, Docker is a containerization software. Okay, or containerization tool or software. Okay, what is the containerization, guys? What is the containerization? Okay, so containerization nothing but, for example, I will open the architecture, Docker architecture, then you can easily understand. Okay, so this is the Docker, guys, Docker image ship. Okay, so we are going to deliver the project into the containers. Okay, we are having the multiple containers. After developing the project, if you want to keep our application in the live environment, okay, if you want to keep our application in the live environment, then we can use the Docker here. Okay, so our application is going to run the particular container. Why we are using multiple containers here, guys? Why? Because in the real time, for example, if you take the Flipkart application, for the Flipkart application, how many customers available? Some millions of the customers available, right? For example, for the Flipkart application, 10,000 people available, 10,000 customers available. Okay, one container is going to handle the one container, nothing but one server, guys. Server nothing but a computer. Okay, so one Linux machine. Okay, we are going to keep our application in the Linux machine. Okay, for example, my Flipkart application is running in the one container. Okay, in the real time, one container is going to handle only 1,000 requests. Okay, for example, I'm having 10,000 customers. Okay, if the 10,000 customers is sending the request to the one container, okay, 10,000 customers available, 10,000 like a one container is going to handle the 1,000 request. Okay, simply like a while doing the lifting, right, we are having the rice packet. So how much kgs, how many kgs we can lift easily? Like a 50 kgs or 60 kgs, almost 100 kgs we can lift, right? Okay, more than 100, like if we can lift only 50 kgs. Okay, if we increase the 60 kgs, okay, it is very some complexity, right? If we increase the 70 percentage, if increase the say like 80, 90, 100 or 200, we are not able to lift, right? If we are increasing the weight here, we are not able to lift. So similarly, if you send the request, more than 1000 requests, the server is not going to handle the request. Okay, that's why our application is going to run into the multiple servers. Okay, this is one server. How many customers I'm having as of now? 10,000. Okay, for example, one container is able to handle the 1000 requests. First container is going to handle the 1000 requests. Second container, third, fourth. How many containers available here? 9 containers available, right? It is going to handle easily 9,000 requests. Okay, so we are having nine containers. It will handle the 10,000 also. Okay, so that's why whenever getting the more request, okay, whenever getting the more request, at the time we need to increment container size automatically. Okay, increase the containers. Whenever getting the less request, at the time we need to decrease the containers. Okay, that is called as auto scaling, guys. Okay, whenever getting the 1000 like whenever, for example, initially I'm getting the 2000 request, at the time we need only two servers or two computers. For example, I'm getting the 10,000 request, at the time we need a 10 containers, right? At the time we need to increase the container count. Okay, whenever getting the less request, we need to decrease the containers. Whenever getting the lot of request, like a 10,000 request, we need to increase the containers. So that is called as a auto scaling. Based on the request, we are increasing the containers. That is called as a auto scaling. Automatically it is going to scale. It is going to increase, it is going to decrease. That is called as the auto scaling in the Docker. Okay, simply Docker nothing but a container. In that container, we are going to keep our application. Okay, and also in the real time, we are having the multiple environments, guys, like a dev environment. Okay, if you go to the company, you are able to see dev environment, SIT environment, UAT environment, environment, QA environment, PP environment, prod environment. Okay, we are having multiple environments, guys. Okay, in the real time, we are having multiple environment. Okay, where we are going to test here after developing our code. So we are going to use the dev environment for the testing purpose. For the testers are going to use the SIT environment for the testing purpose. Okay, we can use one container here. We can use one container is a dev container. We are going to keep our application in the dev container. Then we can test our application is working or not. That purpose also we can use. Okay, similarly for SIT peoples also, there is having one server. Okay, there is one container available. This SIT people then can keep that code in the SIT container. They will test, is it working or as expected or not. Okay, for the EAT people also, it will take one container or more than one container. For the QA, PP and prod similarly. Okay, prod nothing but a live, guys. Okay, so for example, if you see the Flipkart application, so it is running in the production. Okay, it is running in the production. Before coming to the production, we are having the multiple environments. Before coming to the production, we are having multiple environments, like a dev environment, developer testing purpose. We are going to use SIT environment for the testers testing purpose. They are going to use UAT environment. Okay, UAT environment means user side peoples, customer side peoples is going to test. And QA peoples available. How we are having the SIT people? We are having the QA peoples, and we are having the PP. Before going to the production, we are going to test the peoples as is it working as expected or not. Okay, if it is perfect in the PP environment, PP nothing but a pre-prod. Okay, pre nothing but before, right? Pre nothing but before. Before going to the production environment, there is having the pre-prod. These people is going to, like a production side people is going to test the is it working as expected or not. Okay, these many environments available in the real time before going to our application on the production. Okay, currently this Flipkart application is running in the production environment. Production nothing but a live environment. Okay, it is running in the live, right? Production nothing but a live environment. Okay, before going to the production environment, there is having the multiple environments. We need to check dev environment. In the dev environment, is it working as expected or not? SIT environment, is it working as expected or not? So like this, we're having multiple environment. But in the my project, we are having the product based company. We are having the 14 environments, guys. Okay, we are having 14 environments. Okay, so but mainly like some company, they will use only two environments. Okay, or three environments, or four environments, or five environments. If you increasing the environments count, if increasing the environment counts here, the budget is going to increase. Okay, if you use the multiple environments, the budget is going to increase. Okay, so if you take the if you want to test the inside the dev environment, developers is required. If you want to test in the SIT, testers are required. Okay, if you want to use the if you want to test the UAT side people are required. Okay, customer side people are required. Okay, so that's why in the company, for reducing the budget, they are going to remove multiple environments. They will test in the dev environment. Some people, they will do the testing, SIT people. Okay, SIT people available, or QA people available. Okay, so they directly they will deliver into the live environment for the reducing of the budget. Okay, if you're having the less budget in the company, they are going to reduce the environment size. Okay, if it is you are having a good company, okay, some product based company, it is a high level company, at the time they will use multiple environments. Okay, so based on the budget, they will use the multiple environments, guys. Okay, like this, we're having multiple environments. Okay, so for the Docker, it is a containerization software. Okay, and also we're having the Kubernetes. We can call as a K8s. Okay, we can call as a K8s. In between K and S, we are having 8 characters. That's why they are calling as a K8s. Kubernetes is called as a K8s. In between K and S, we are having 8 characters. Okay, Kubernetes is also called as a orchestration software. Okay, we can call as a tool or software. Okay, orchestration tool. What is the meaning of orchestration here? What is the meaning of orchestration? Orchestration nothing but arrangement. Okay, orchestration nothing but arrangement. Okay, so this Kubernetes is going to arrange the Docker containers. Okay, so how it is going to arrange, guys? Whenever getting the less request, automatically it will arrange the less containers. Okay, whenever getting more requests, it is going to increase the container size. Okay, based on the request, this Kubernetes is going to arrange the containers. Okay, that's why it is very important. Docker and Kubernetes are very important. And also we're having the Jenkins, guys, in the real time. Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. Okay, in the real time, we're having the Jenkins CI/CD pipelines. Okay, this is called as a code integration. Okay, code integration and code deployment software. Okay, code integration and code deployment software. What is the meaning of code integration and code deployment software here? Okay, we are going to integrate our, after developing our application, we are going to push into the GitHub here. Okay, after developing our application, okay, for example, I have developed my institute application. Okay, after developing our application, we are going to push into the GitHub. After pushing into the GitHub, so it is going to do the build process. Okay, it is going to do the build process. In the future, I will explain. If I explain now, you are going to get confused. Okay, so simply Jenkins CI/CD nothing but it is going to use the code integration or code deployment software. Okay, so if you tell now, you are going to confuse. That's why I don't want to tell Jenkins CI/CD. This is very important. Okay, after pushing our code into the GitHub now, we are going to trigger the Jenkins button. Okay, there is having the button, guys. If you click on the button, automatically it is going to do the testing. CD like it is going to do the code code integration. Okay, after like a we can call as a CI operation. Okay, code integration operation. After code integration happening, it is going to generate the Docker image. Okay, it will generate the Docker image. Okay, after generating the Docker image, we are going to keep the Docker image in the CD pipeline. Okay, so what, for example, we are getting the Docker ID, Docker image, some ID we are going to get. For example, we are getting in this format. Okay, we are getting, this is the Docker ID we are getting. After getting the Docker ID, we are going to keep in the CD pipeline. Okay, here also some button available. After keeping this Docker image, if we click the button, automatically it is going to keep in the live environment. Okay, it is going to keep sent to the live environment. Okay, so I'm telling everything live, real time, guys. Okay, everything I'm explaining real time. It is not, I'm not teaching at a school level, college level. I'm teaching here company level. Okay, every day we are going to use multiple tools, everything in real time only. Okay, so in my project, after pushing our code to the GitHub, okay, GitHub available in this format. Okay, this is the GitHub. After pushing our code to the GitHub, we need to go to the CI. There is having some dashboard for the Jenkins. Go to the Jenkins. For the Jenkins, there is having the username and password. We need to log into the username and password, and after that we need to click the button. Some button is available. If you click some button, okay, it is going to perform the CI operation. After performing the CI operation, we are going to get the Docker image. After getting the Docker image, we are going to take the Docker image here. In the CD operation, we are going to paste the Docker image. Then here also some button available. If we click the button, our code will be go to the live environment. Live nothing but a production environment. Or currently if we are using development, it is going to go to the dev environment. Okay, so like this, in my project previously we are using. Okay, whenever attending the interview also, what is the use of CI/CD operation, how you are using in your project, you can explain here this one also. Okay, and also I will explain clearly after setuping also CI/CD. Okay, and also we're having the JMeter, guys. JMeter available. Okay, so JMeter is called as a performance testing tool. It is called as a performance testing tool. Okay, so what is the meaning of performance testing tools, guys? After developing the application, how much load, like we are going to increase the load, guys. Okay, first we are going to send the some request. Okay, first I will send the 10 request to the application. Okay, after sending the 10 request to the application, so we are going to test, is it handle or not, our application able to handle or not. Okay, after some time, if we are able to handle the 10 request, we will increase the request size. Okay, I will send the 100 request. Okay, so for the my application, I will send the 100 request, is able to handle or not, I am going to test. After that I will send the 1000 request to the my application, so I'm going to test 1000 request able to handle or not. Okay, I will increase the size is 10,000. 10,000 request is able to handle or not. Okay, we are increasing the load, we are testing our application, is it able to handle or not. Okay, if we are not able to handle, we are going to make some changes. Okay, so like this we are going to check performance of the application. It is called as a JMeter, is called as a performance testing tool. We are going to increase the load on the application, we are going to test able to handle or not. Okay, after developing the application, we are going to test our application able to handle or not. Okay, so initially only we need to perform the JMeter performance. Okay, performance testing, like what is the meaning of performance testing, guys? So our application is work like a able to handle the 10,000 request or not, 20,000 request or not. Okay, so like we are not going to send the like a physical request, guys. Like a 10,000 customers not able to send the request. In the JMeter there is having some option, we can increase the count, we can decrease the count. It is not a physical count, it is a virtual count. Virtually we are going to send the request. Okay, our tool is going to send the request, not the human beings is going to send the request. Our JMeter tool is going to send the request. Then we can check our application is working or not for the particular request. Okay, and also we are having multiple software, guys. We are having the Kafka also very important. So if you go with only with Kafka, you are going to get the job. Okay, many jobs available for the Kafka also. Okay, so Kafka nothing but a message broker. Okay, Kafka tool available. Kafka is nothing but a message broker. Okay, so every like we are going to use in the real time, where we are going to use in the real time Kafka, guys. Whenever we are having the Zomato, right? We are having the Zomato application. In the Zomato application, we are going to use the Kafka. Okay, so and also we are having the Rapido, right? Rapido available. In the Rapido also we are going to use the Kafka. Where we are using the Zomato and Rapido. Okay, for example, in the Zomato application, I have ordered the food. Okay, okay, we are having the Zomato application. In the Zomato application, I have ordered the food. Okay, so this is the Zomato application. Okay, this is the Zomato application. So first what we do, I'm a customer for the Zomato application. I'm a customer for the Zomato application. Okay, I'm a customer for the Zomato application. I'm interacting with the Zomato application. After interacting with the Zomato application, I'm going to order some food, right? I'm a customer for the Zomato application. I'm ordering some chicken biryani. Okay, after that, ordering in the Zomato application, the request will go to the hotel, first of all, right? The request will go to the hotel, right? From the hotel, first we are having the customers. I'm a customer here. I'm a customer. Okay, I'm order the food in the Zomato. After that, the message will go to the hotel. Right? Which hotel you are order, that hotel it will go. After that, so suddenly we are going to get the message to the Zomato application. Your order is preparing, right? Within seconds we are going to get the messages, your order is preparing, right? So again, the from the Zomato application, the customer can see, oh, it is ordering like my biryani it is preparing. Okay, first I'm ordering the product, like I'm ordering the biryani in the Zomato application. Suddenly the message will go to the hotel. From the hotel we are going to get the messages preparing your food. After that, after preparation is completed, Zomato application is going to send the request again to the delivery boy. Okay, again our message will go to the delivery boy. Okay, the message will go to the delivery boy. So the delivery boy is going to check in this application. Okay, delivery boy is going to check that message. After checking the delivery boy, okay, so he will give the confirmation. Okay, he will give the confirmation to the Zomato application. Okay, so I'm in the waiting stage. after after food preparation is completed, I will deliver the product, like that. Okay, he's waiting some, right? It will show the 5 minutes or 4 minutes or 3 minutes, like otherwise food is on the way, right? So it will take, after preparing the food, it will show on the Zomato application. It will take 4 minutes or 5 minutes or 20 minutes, like that it is going to show, right? The delivery boy is going to our application. There is having the mapping system, guys. That mapping system is going to check based on the distance. Okay, so this delivery boy is going to confirm, I'm starting the like a wait. Okay, delivery boy available. The delivery boy is going to send to the application. So order is prepared, I'm carrying the food, like that he will send some message. Okay, after that Zomato application, it will show the first 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes, 1 minute near your room, right? Okay, how we are going to get the message, guys? Whenever delivery boy is coming to the your nearest room, okay, your like a delivery boy is coming to the nearest room, like a 5 minutes, it will take the 5 minutes, or it will take the 2 minutes, it will take the 1 minutes, it will show the timings also in the application. Okay, so and reach to the your destination also it will show finally, right? So every time we are getting the message to the application, right? First we are having the customers is going to order the food in the Zomato application. The request will go to the hotel. From the hotel, we are getting the response from the Zomato. From the Zomato, it will go to the delivery boy. From the delivery boy, we will get the Zomato application. Okay, so it is going to show messages also. It is updating messages to the customers. Okay, 5 minutes, it will take 2 minutes, it will take 1 minute, it will take your reach, it is the delivery boy is reached to your destination. It will show like this. Okay, it is processing real-time data. Okay, Kafka nothing but it is going to process the real-time data. Okay, so it is not like we are not going to use the databases, guys, for storing of the data. Okay, so we are going to use the Kafka concept. In the Kafka, there is having the message broker. That message broker is going to send real-time data. Okay, in the real-time scenario, current stage, what happening, it is going to deliver the messages. Okay, so that's why we are going to call as a message broker. Kafka nothing but a message broker. Okay, it is going to use the real-time streaming. Okay, it will display the real-time streaming data. Okay, so now what happening? Okay, like a before 10 minutes, what happening? Everything like a real time, what happening? It will show the data. So that is called as a Kafka. Simply, we are going to call as a message broker. If you see the message, how the Kafka is available, it will show the real-time processing data, guys. Okay, this is the Kafka architecture. Okay, producer is available, consumer available. Okay, producer is nothing but a customer, consumer is the hotel. Okay, here is a mediator. Okay, this is the broker. Here Kafka is available. In between producer and consumer, the broker is available. The broker is going to arrange the data in the topic format. Okay, broker is available. In the broker, multiple topics available. Okay, so every message, after sending the message, it is going to store into the topic format. Okay, whenever I'm explaining the Kafka, at the time you are going to get the idea. Okay, as of now you need to remember Kafka is also called as a message broker. Okay, it is going to handle the real-time data. Okay, so in the current scenario, what happening, it will show the data. Okay, that is called as a Kafka. And also we're having the Redis, guys. Okay, Redis database. Okay, we know about the MySQL database, right? MySQL database, Oracle database. We're having multiple database, right? Okay, these are the databases we are going to use for the storing of data. Okay, if you use these databases, it is these are the time taking process. If you want to store the data, it will take some time. If you want to get the data, it will take some time. Okay, so that's why Redis came into the picture. Okay, Redis is similarly RAM, guys. Okay, it is like a RAM. Okay, so Redis is going to handle the data like a it is going to perform, it is going to increase the performance of the application. If you use the storing of the data for the if you use the MySQL database or Oracle database for storing of the data, for storing or getting the data, it is a time taking process. Why? Because if you want to communicate with the database, we need to write some lines of the code. Okay, we need to execute some lines of the code, like a register the driver, get the connection, create statement or prepare statement or callable statement, or execute the query or process the result. Many lines it is going to execute, it will take lot of time. While getting the connection only, it will take lot of time. Okay, so that's why we are going to use the Redis concept. So if you use the Redis concept, we can improve the performance of the application. Okay, so all the what are the static data available? That static data we are going to keep into the Redis database. Okay, Redis cache. Cache nothing but a memory, guys. Okay, like in the Redis database, we are going to keep the static data. Okay, what is the meaning of static data, guys? Static data means nothing but a fixed data. Okay, so what is the fixed data here? We are having the countries data, right? Countries, it will not change, right? Countries name, it is not going to change. Okay, and states data, we are having many states, right, in India. That states name is also not going to change in the future. Okay, and also we are having the districts. Districts names are fixed, it is a static data, right? We are having the pin code for every village or every mandal or like every districts are having some pin codes. Pin codes also not going to change. If you're having any kind of fixed data, that fixed data we are going to store into the Redis cache. Why we are going to store the fixed data in the Redis cache? Why? Because so if you want to communicate with the database, it is a time taking process. Okay, so when our application is starting, our application is loaded into the cache memory. Okay, all the static data is going to store into the cache memory. Okay, if you're like it is available application level, guys. It is available application level. Whenever performing the insertion, updation, deletion, it will perform quickly. Okay, so tomorrow I will explain clearly about the Redis cache. Anyone having any doubts? Online student, I have another session also.
No.
No, bro. Okay, fine, guys. With this, I'm closing the session. I have another class. Thanks for joining.